Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. So what's going on with the Bitcoin series? Nice big reversal bar, Bitcoin Gold. We had the breakout, couldn't get a close above some key levels. Now pulling back to the prior breakout zone in our GAN cluster, 320 to 322 key area with a rising 8 coming in. You can see here how this was resistance all the way here. Now it's support. If we do break below this level, if we don't get a turn up, this is on the daily chart, by the way. If we don't get the turn up here, next minor support level is 305, then major supports coming in about 290. Let's just check it out on the 4 hour to see what it looks like. So it looks like we don't yet have the first cross, but it looks like we're going to get the first cross of the rotation zone against us, which means we go into non-aggressive mode. Right now it's holding also at the 50 period exponential moving average. You can see the zoom in of this cluster right at the prior breakout zone. And you can see the next levels lower. This major cluster down here, this 285 to 290. We also have a rising 200 simple moving average. So that's going to be some major support should this level not hold. If we do rally up, there's going to be some first resistance right around 343 to 348, somewhere in there. We have this crosses moving averages. Minor, it's going to be 339, but really above that, watch these moving averages. And major resistance is going to come in about 354 to 356. If we do recover, I'm actually watching for bigger pullbacks and then reversal patterns down at some other key levels. But if we do recover, this is now a breakdown zone. See right here, 372, right where I'm pointing it was support, 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 boom. So now this is going to be resistance right in here. Then we have a cluster above there back at about 388. So on rallies back, you can look for those levels if you're able to pick some up. Again, we're not being aggressive whatsoever. We need some strong reversal patterns at very key levels to do anything. This is generally never a good sign when you have a breakout bar that's immediately retraced all the way back down. Now, we do still have the rotation zone in our favor on the daily chart, especially at the bottom, so we'll be patient. If we find a reversal pattern down here and a turn back up, then that could be a potential long trade. But other than that, sitting on our hands waiting for some decent setups. Switching over to Bitcoin Cash. This went too far too fast. We did talk about that. Could not hold the support and really get a proper turn back up. We now have a properly drawn path trend line. In order for me to even start getting more bullish at this, we need to get above this 37.5 retracement level. And I did modify the levels from the last video. So this is drawn from the lows on the 14th to the highs on the 20th with our key 12.5% increment GAN levels for the harmonics. You can roughly see how it's trading between those levels. It was up here, couldn't get back up there, fell down to the next level, traded back up, fell down here, caught on the bottom of the rotation zone and the 50% retracement. Now it's rallied back up just shy of the 37.5. It's really caught between the two moving averages, sort of the tweezers closing in. In order for us to get bullish again, we need to get it above this 31.73 level and above the trend line. It would be nice to get it above there, have it pull back, and then find key support here again. As I said before, if this does run back up, there's going to be also some major resistance at about 32.64. See, this was prior support. Let me draw on a little line here for everyone. Maybe even a bit lower, but somewhere right around there. You know, so we support, 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 boom, through that level. So we could easily see a return to hit that on the underside. If we did get that, though, that on a closing basis, that could get us above this. We could retest this 37.5. Then we'd watch for the next resistance up about this 25% level, which is about 34.85. And then back through there, we'd look to retest the candle body tops areas about 3,700. Now, if we do not hold this 28.60, so we're not looking to do anything here. It has to prove it can get back up these levels. But if it does not hold, or we do not get a key reversal pattern here, we'll be watching for a pullback back down to the 25.53, which would take it below the rotation zone on the 4 hour. Talking about that, let's switch to the daily. So that 2553 area, we're going to have the rising 8 EMA. So this is the top of the rotation zone on the daily basis. That would be healthy if we could actually get back to the rotation zone on a daily basis, find some support, burn off some of this excess, and then rotate back up and break out. So I wouldn't mind if it pulled back here. That would be great. We've returned to the rotation zone. A lot of people would be upset because they're going to be going, what, it was at 4,100. Now it's crashing. Now it's at 2,500. It's crashing. Well, no, this is the way markets really trade. That's why we talk about this. Watch the videos. We said it could pull back here. We could at some point return all the way to these rotation zones on all the Bitcoin series. And so far we have on Bitcoin Gold. Wouldn't be surprised if we do on Bitcoin Cash. Now it could rally up and then make another leg down. And that would be fine. So, that's what you should watch for. 25.50 area. And if that does not hold, then 22.43 and the prior major breakout zone and the bottom rotation zone is coming in about 19.50. So that's our worst case scenario right now should this come down in stages, 19.50. Finally, switching over to original Bitcoin. We talked about the potential double bottom, now invalid. This move down invalidated. Again, that's why we weren't buyers on a potential double bottom. Even though it held this key support multiple times, it didn't trigger the buying pattern. That's why the people who front run it, again, we're going against the rotation zone. Look at this. Going back up in the rotation zone, plummeting back down. Just as we used the rotation zone for support on the way up. Catch on the rotation zone, catch on the rotation zone, catch on the rotation zone, catch on the rotation zone. Now it's resistance in the rotation zone, resistance in the rotation zone. Until it can break through and get the rotation zone back in our favor, it's selling into the rotation zone. So, this potential double top, no longer valid. All right, what are we watching for now? If it does get back up, we now have retracement drawn to this most recent swing low at from today, going back to the 17th. So now we have our GAN levels from up here to down here. First resistance is coming in about this 15,411 area where we have a cluster from the way up and another GAN level from the way down. So that's still a valid cluster. If it does rally through there, major resistance coming in about this 16,050 to 16,080 level. That's where you had a lot of buyers stepping in. Now this is where the sellers can step in. And then right above that, we have another major cluster at about the 16,260 level. So there is a lot of overhead resistance. Should this rally, lots of people will still be looking to sell here. So we are not being aggressive anywhere down here. We don't have another bottoming pattern. On a continued sell-off, next cluster lower, which will take us to about 14,450 to 14,500. Next key support area. Again, below that then, we're looking at about 13,606. Then we have the a trend line, a rising 200 simple and 2 GAN levels all the way down here around this 12,800 and slightly below that. Let's check in on the daily chart to help fine-tune that. So down about this 12,800, you can see that that was a prior major spike low. So this was a swing low here. We have still the rising 50 coming up to there. But right now we are below the rotation zone on the daily. That doesn't mean we can't rotate back up, but everything now is becoming resistance. Let's check in on the weekly also because this is very key. And we've talked about this in other videos. The rising 8 also coming into this about this 12.6 to 12.8 area. So if this is going to return to the rotation zone on the weekly basis, which we haven't done in 1, 2, 3, 4, this will be week 5. We might still return there this week, but we've gone 4 weeks without touching the rotation zone. We could easily see this still pull back to 12,700. That's why, again, sitting on our hands, being patient. You see all our clusters down here below it. We know where our resistance is to watch for the rallies into. But we're almost going to wipe out this whole last big move up. This whole last week is going to be wiped out by this week. So right now we're just trading above where we closed the week before, about about 15,000. So yes, you're going to see a lot of people videos, Bitcoin crashing, Bitcoin crashing. Yeah, we knew this got overextended. We talked about this. We just don't know when it's going to pull back, but this gives us a really good chance that it's going to pull back further, or if it finds support, it's going to move probably sideways for a bit and let this catch up. So that's what we have for you in the whole Bitcoin series: Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, and the original Bitcoin. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, please like, please comment. Hope this information is helping everybody, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.